Alright friends, so we are talking about the 1/2-inch brushed drill driver from Hart Tools. Why is this important? Well, the reason why it's important because it's an entry-level tool from Walmart. This is the house brand for Walmart now, and let me tell you something. I think this is a tool for a new homeowner, but I'm not just going to talk about it. We're going to test this out. Now, what makes a drill driver so important? Well, it's very, very versatile. And for a new homeowner, this is exactly what you want because, well, you got to do a lot of things around your house or a lot of projects. And, well, the only way to get them done is using one of these. Now, the great thing about it is that it has 24 chuck settings. What does that mean? A chuck is the limiting factor of how much strength or power you're putting into like a screw. So we have a nice little storage place on the back here for a Phillips and a flathead, and it comes with it. Right there, you can store it. But we're going to put that into the chuck. Now, what does it mean 1/2 inch? You can fit a 1/2 inch in diameter bit right inside of there. Now, this is a hex key. This is pretty typical, and it's 1/4 inch. But this right here is a 1/2 inch blah, 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 little screw. It's very delicate, and with a delicate screw, you can overdrive it and you can strip it very easily. So I'm going to put it on the #1 chuck setting, and we're going to drive it and see if we overdrive it here. Okay, we didn't overdrive it. It stopped right there. So the chuck did its job, and it saved the material, and it saved the screw. That's awesome. Another thing, we're on top, we have 2 different speeds. We have first speed, that's 440 RPM. #2 speed, 1600 RPM. Now, the one thing you need to know is that with the gearing ratio at 1600 RPM, you're going to have a weaker drive on this. But if you put it on #1, it has a lower gear and you get more power. That's very important. So how much power will it take to drive this down? Now, I'm going to put it on the #2 setting, and I set this on 5. So let's try 5. So it stopped right almost at flush. And that's what you want right here, is almost at flush. So this is a 3-inch coarse drywall screw. These are pretty tough. Let's go ahead and set this up to 12 to see, well, if we get anything from there. Maybe we'll drive it, maybe we won't. Okay, it did just fine. You got to keep that constant pressure on there. So, you know what, let's really give this a test. Let's put this up to 20 right here, and let's drive a 4-inch screw. Now, I'm going to do this on #1. The reason why I'm going to do it on #1 is you saw I cammed that out. What that means is that the bit came out of the grooves for the Phillips. It actually cammed it so it can strip out some of those grooves. You don't want that. #1 spins it a little bit more slowly. You have a little bit more control. Okay, it did just fine, but like I said, you got to put a lot of pressure on there for some of these big ones. But let's do a little craziness here. I'm going to put in a 5/16 nice little hex head driver in here. I'm going to set this all the way to 24. We have it on setting 1. This is an 8-inch timber lock screw. These things are no joke. But we're going to see if we can't drive it. Here we go. This thing's doing great. Oh, look at that. Now, that's unexpected from an entry-level drill driver like this, but what do I say? This has TTI as the owner of Hart Tools, and it has a huge heritage of performance and power tools. So we have high expectations for this, and it met those expectations, right? It exceeded the expectations. All right, so we're not done there. Let's take this out. We're going to put in a 1-inch paddle bit, and let's see how the 1-inch paddle bit does here. Hey, it did fine. All right, let's try it on #2 setting. We'll get over here. This looks like a good spot. All right, so that did just fine. So I've got to say, I'm actually very impressed with this tool. I'm impressed with the performance. The build quality feels really good too. The rubber overmolding as I'm driving these different drivers here, well, I can say it's pretty comfortable. So it's nice and soft and rubbery here. The build quality is tight. The chucks work just fine. It has some good amenities on the back, and it's not going to break the bank. So if you're in the market for a tool that is going to perform, you don't want to get out there and get some of the semi-professional, some of the professional tools, I think this is where you want to be. You can pick it up at any Walmart, and if you know Walmart, it's everywhere. They're on every corner. Every town has one. And they've got Hart tools in there. So everyone, I hope that this helped you in some way. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you used Hart tools, leave your experience down below too. I'd like to see how they performed for you. And please share the video. I appreciate it. Everyone, please like and subscribe and all that great stuff. It helps out the channel. And until next time, friends, I can't wait to see you. Take care.